Something really exciting happened when I was in my honeymoon few months back. And after 2 weeks of having time off, I was just ready and energized and excited to get back at work. I was just ready to continue working on my business and continue creating an impact that I truly believed on. Looking back, I realized that this was the first time I felt this way because I was living my purpose. In the past, having time off was never enough, but this time was different for me. And I'm sharing this with you because it is possible for you. It is totally possible to work on something that you truly believe in while making money and creating a legacy that empowers the world. With this in mind, I've created my Discover Your Purpose program digital course. This is a comprehensive digital course that will guide you through 5 week step-by-step journey to further align your career to your purpose so you can start creating an impact in this world while doing what you love. This is also a self-paced digital course, but it will have an interactive component because I'm gonna be there with you week by week and with a great community of purpose-driven individuals. This program will show you exactly how to release your mental and emotional blocks, clearly define your direction, and create an action plan that you can start implementing right away. It's not only about discovering your purpose, but developing the mindset to execute and follow through, my friend. I have this end-to-end process that I truly believe will make you successful in achieving a happy and fulfilled life because you deserve that. I've seen it with my coaching clients and my students from Discover Your Purpose program, and I'm so excited to invite you to join us in this class, the class of July 2022. The enrollment to Discover Your Purpose program closes tomorrow at 8 p.m., Thursday, July 28th at 8 p.m. I hope to see you there. You can go to ybcoaching.com/purpose, ybcoaching.com/purpose to reserve your spot. Hello, welcome to another episode of With Clarity and Purpose. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know you're a super busy person, so I really appreciate every time we get to share some time together. Today's episode is about differentiating mentorship versus coaching. One of the most popular episodes in the With Clarity and Purpose podcast has been the one where I talked about therapy versus coaching. And in that episode, I had promised another one that I would talk about mentorship versus coaching. And I was actually talking the other day with my Toastmasters mentor. Something that I haven't mentioned much in this podcast program is that once in this life, I was the president to a Toastmasters chapter, and I had this amazing mentor. And she called me the other day to say how proud she was of me for actually adding value through this podcast and adding value through public speaking. And I asked her, Noemi, what other episode would you find valuable, for you that I can record? And she said 2 topics. One, mentorship versus coaching, which is this one. And the other one was around mindfulness, which I actually recorded with the amazing yoga teacher last week. So I cannot wait until that interview releases. But today we're going to focus on differentiating mentorship versus coaching. Last year, I remember I had transitioned from my full-time corporate job to full-time entrepreneurship. And I had this clarity call that was scheduled in my calendar. And I was super excited because I'm just moved and driven by all of your potential. I'm moved and driven by the stories, by your challenges, because I'm always focused on, what is the other side whenever you overcome this fear, whenever you overcome whatever you're going through, right? And I had a clarity call with this guy, and he was telling me, I was like, hey, how can I help you? What are your challenges? And everything that he was telling me, in my mind, I was like, He doesn't need a coach, he needs a mentor. Like I quickly was able to identify because I have these clarity calls to help people identify what they need. They're not all coaching related, and this was the case. This person that I was having the clarity call with, what he needed was mentorship in that moment, not coaching. Now, let me tell you the difference between mentorship and coaching. And I'm going to explain it really simple, I promise. Coaching is an inside out process. Coaching is a process that you go through when you're trying to discover or work with things within yourself. Maybe you want to discover your purpose and you don't have clarity. Guess what? Those answers, the only place you can find them are within yourself. Maybe you're struggling with confidence in your workplace and you need to create the right mindset to be more confident while taking consistent action, while needing that accountability. There you need a coach, right? Because confidence is something that you work through within, my friend. So anything that is related to your inside world or answers that you can only answer yourself, that's coaching. Because coaching is an inside out process. Maybe you're challenged because you don't follow through with your goals and you are needing the tools and techniques and mindset and reprogramming to allow you to follow through with your goals. That's coaching because that has to do with you, right? Personally, there is something within you that is preventing you from following through with your goals. And a lot of time it's baggage. The first thing I do with my coaching clients is let's release the baggage, because even before setting goals, we need a clean slate. We need you to be in a place where it's empowered and in a place of that you believe in yourself. So all of that is coaching, because coaching is an inside out process. And there are a couple of episodes I published few weeks ago about coaching. I published like 4 episodes on coaching. But overall, how I can quickly differentiate is that coaching is inside out. Now, by the way, I forgot to mention, a coach doesn't need to have gone through your situation to help you, because a coach understands mindset and how your mind works and what are the tools he or she can use to help you get there. Tony Robbins, I don't know if you know Tony Robbins, so he's a famous personal development speaker and person of influence, and he coaches a lot of athletes like Serena Williams. He has coached Oprah. He coaches a lot of people, right? He calls himself a mindset coach, a business strategist. He does a little bit of everything, my friend. But he coaches all these athletes, and he doesn't need to be an athlete to coach these athletes, because what he's doing is more of a mindset coaching. So to be a coach, you don't necessarily have to go through what they need to go through in order to coach, okay? Now, in my case and my practice, I coach a lot of people in career, right? And that's an area where I can also mentor them because I've gone through there. But a coach doesn't need to have gone through the situation, because he or she has the tools to help you get to your goals, to help you go through your mindset. A lot of coaching is mindset, to be honest with you. And then you have mentorship. Mentorship is something that the person has gone through, right? A path that the person has gone through. And now that person is telling you, hey, I went through this journey. This is what I would recommend you to do. Mentorship is more of an outside-in process. Now, I'm generalizing here, right? So you can understand the difference. I'm not saying every mentor is like this or every coach is like that. I'm just talking to you in general terms so you can understand the key concepts. Coaching is inside out, is working from your inside. Mentorship is outside in. Another example, because we love examples, right? Whenever I was working on creating my digital course, I knew I just didn't want to create some videos and just put it out there. I wanted to do it well. I wanted to do a comprehensive program, and I wanted to understand the ins and outs of operating with the community, of operating with the digital course, of how to keep everyone engaged, of how to deliver content that was meaningful. So I invested in a mentor which had a digital course to help me learn how to properly create a digital course. Why? Because this person has gone through the journey, and this person gave me the exact map for me to get there, to create that digital course. So that's a mentor. Now, there were a lot of things that I needed to figure out, like my content, how I was operating with my community. There are a lot of things that you need to gather your internal input in order to follow a map. But the mentorship is more like a roadmap that someone else shares with you, someone else being the mentor, because that person has gone through that journey already. Now, let me tell you something. Even though that person has gone through a journey already, that person is just sharing their experience. You need to determine what fits with your experience or not, right? That someone gives you a roadmap, it doesn't mean that by keeping that exact roadmap, it's gonna work with you, because you gotta customize it to your values, to your needs, so it can be more authentic to you. But it's still a roadmap, and it's super valuable. That's what a mentor is. And a coaching is more, like I mentioned, inside out. Is for the coach to guide you to discover those answers that you're seeking that are only within yourself, to help you overcome mental and emotional blocks, and sometimes physical and spiritual. It is completely different, but both of them are super valuable. Now, let me add a bonus here. We have another modality, which is consulting. Right now, I hired a business consultant to help me navigate the business world, as I'm pretty new in full-time entrepreneurship. Consulting, it's basically having seen different approaches. So benchmarking, right? Hey, I've seen how these 10 different people have developed their digital course, and this is what I believe works. So consulting is also an outside-in approach, and it benchmarks, again, what different people have done, the data, and the consultant tells you what works based on their experience. So those are the difference, and I added another one because I want to give you all the value. We discussed coaching versus mentorship, and the mentorship versus consulting. A consultant also looks at your current state. I meet monthly with my business consultant, and I tell her, hey, this is what's happening. This is what has happened since the last time. So it looks at your current state, it assesses it, and then it tells you, hey, this is what I've seen. It has worked. Let's try it out, right? So these are different modalities. But overall, mentorship and consulting, it's outside in. That you need the person's input to see what fits better with her. Yes, totally. But overall, it's outside in. It's basically giving you information. It's basically relying on an external input, right? Because you need that information. I could have created a digital course myself based on what I think a digital course was, but it's not the same having a role model that you're following a proven and successful roadmap. That's what's powerful. That's mentorship. And coaching is more inside out, is helping you dig deeper. For example, the digital course that I created, Discover Your Purpose program, it has a combination of both coaching and mentorship. Mentorship because I've gone through the process of discovering my purpose and aligning my career to it, which is the business that I have right now. And it has a lot of coaching, right? Because I ask student questions. I actually teach them how to release their mental and emotional blocks so they can do it themselves. It's about digging deeper for those answers that are only found within yourself, my friend. I hope this was super helpful. My only purpose with this weekly podcast and weekly content is to allow you to find what you need, right? Find what you need based on your challenges, based on what you're seeking, your desires. And I think it's so important to educate ourselves and know the differences between the different personal development modalities. As I always say, I think we all need a team of support. I have my business consultant, I have mentors, I have a coach. I have a little bit of everything because one, I need to work with myself. Whenever I master my internal world, I can show up energized and empowered to do and deal with anything, right? A mentor because it helps so much to be in contact with someone who has walked the path for you to take it as a reference and for you to try it out and see if that works with you. And a consultant because you want to know what works based on different approaches. So all of them are super helpful. It just depends on where you are in your journey. And if you're still not sure what you need to schedule a clarity call, my friend, because I'm gonna help you define what you need and how you can continue growing in this beautiful purpose-driven journey. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast episode. If you have any question, I'm in Instagram, Yanet B Coaching. I'm in Facebook, Yanet Borrego, and I'm in LinkedIn too. I'll be happy to answer any of your messages. But I hope to see you next week, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Take care. Thank you so much for listening at With Clarity and Purpose. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. Sharing is caring. Please share with your friends and family so we can continue building an empowered community together. I'll see you next week.